Back to your regularly scheduled program. It's no one bluff. It's no one bluff. So my dysfunctional CIA family part 42. I'll try to move around more this time. Man, what's that? Curtis LeMay. Am I thinking of something? I can tell it's a cop now. All with cop practice and stuff. Especially if it goes, put it, that one's really hard to do, I don't know if anyone can do it. Because all of it's going to be, probably the whole thing is lost, right? And it's been preserved by the CIA and police thing, whatever, right? Because only one guy did that. They even said, keep doing that, man. He had been in Germany, too. Vietnam, West Germany. He spoke German, too. I think he did. He spoke German. Yeah. Oh, man. Because that's Ebonics. That's the King's English. That's King Charles. That's the voice of your king. That's the Cavaliers. After Cromwell, the Roundheads took over and cut the king's head off, whatever. All the Roundheads, like they're all like Puss in Boots. They wear them big old boots for the saddle. They're always riding a horse and gambling and stuff. And they had Ebonics, like the King's Ebonics, the King's Court. And so they went to West Virginia, Virginia, and did the tobacco. So that's where all that's from. So that's the voice of your king. Everything. Even all the cussing, the cuss words, they were notorious. Like the cussing, because it just gets stuck in there. That's them. The double negatives, like ain't no. Double negatives is them. Because the English language is absorbing a lot of words from French and then the Latin and Greek. And a lot of that Latin and Greek was through the French. But some directly from Latin or maybe Greek. And so the declensions, the word endings and stuff didn't fit, like always. Then they ended up dropping them. That's why the language is just kind of stripped out. We're kind of impoverished for some stuff. But you used to be able to do double negatives, and it would be assigned a certain way. It's not one negative negating the other. So they were just continuing double negatives or something like that, or maybe they had declensions. I don't know. And the ain't, of course, and ax instead of ask. That's the original, and everything else. I finna. That's like all that's a court, English court. That's not being lazy, drinking some wine. That's not down in the ghetto and on the plantation in America doing that. That's already coming in there, and the whole style of it, which is so obvious once you hear it too. And that's why it's so great and everything. That's got to be. Because if you look at the French, it's spelled. It's not spelled phonetically. They go boom, blah, blah, but it looks like you're reading German or English. Because they went to like just Ebonics with the court. And in England, they didn't do it because they got rid of the king. They had the Roundheads in there, and then. So I kind of cleaned it all up, and stopped it. Yeah, they told me I had an enemy. You have an enemy. That's what Pancho said. I was thinking he meant there in the ghetto. It's not, though. I have an enemy. I had a CIA hit on me. Do not resuscitate. They had some shit. They were going to, in a certain way. There was some stuff, and they were trying to figure it out. They were, puzzled. Yeah, they ran some shit there, too, down Homestead. Someone they put in. Yeah, it's funny. My mom had to drive this boy, the white boy, down, drop him off in the woods, kind of near where I was. And he could live in his tent, and he was around for a couple weeks. It was kind of that. But yeah, I had all this stuff to say. Like, I'm looking at movies. I got Altered States at the thrift store. That's something to look at. Because they came out. God, they came out way back in the 70s or something. And they'll have some stuff. And The Matrix, the first Matrix, they have that. Which is cool. And then, God, because it's half price everything today for Labor Day. And I got The Incredible Shrinking Woman, because what's her name? What's that? She has a phone operator too. She knows some shit. I don't even know why I think that, but see, and watch it be, right? I gotta study her. Of all this shit, see, I know my shit. I've got to study her. Like, she knows something, right? There's something. God. And damn. Gotta. I was gonna say like The Sixth Sense. Yeah, the boy. Like, I guess you guys, if you've seen it, you know the ending and stuff. But then it's like, what the hell's the beginning? I don't know. The guy, the underwear guy, Danny Wahlberg, or the Wahlberger, or Freddie Wahlberg, whatever, one of the Wahlburgers, and what he promised me. I want what he promised me. And where's that going? And then the guy dies. So who the hell is that? And then there's like a kind of odd bits and pieces. No, that's the kid. That's the kid that he's like doing the rest of the movie. So there you go. They're in purgatory together, or whatever. Or heaven, salutary. It's just like acid. It's salutary. Oh my God! And when he does this thing, he can't even bear it, right? Get shot in the stomach again. Oh, my mom in the cabinets. Oh fuck. Right? Damn, man, because that got to me when I saw that movie. The thing, oh my God, I was thinking of my dad. How would it be my mom? What would it be? Oh shit. So I think I was in a certain way, in a weird way. Yeah, it must be, because like their thing would be like guilt and tells and things. And so I must have picked up on something, even though I don't remember any tells. Like the emotional thing I'd pick up on, right? I don't remember the idiosyncratic time, or here's your soup, I'll eat all your soup in some weird way. I don't remember any of that. She's always into eating all your soup, but that goes way the hell back. And then you gotta see, okay, it would be like, damn, she was so upset she thought I had drowned a couple years before. I was 12. I was like probably 10. She thought they had fucking drowned me. They were gonna drown me too. So they would have started her. They get the divorce and the breakdown. So that's I turned 12 in October of 76. I'm in the 6th grade, right? So then the winter, December, my dad's parents are visiting down there. And he's scheming a divorce. They're staying in my parents' bedroom. And my parents are in the family room. Damn. 6th grade. So then sometime Diane's already around somewhere Diane and Claire, they're already friends. It's like a good life. So then she comes all in. And Diane and Claire during the divorce and everything. It was Claire a lot. Then finally it's just Diane. But and then Claire is supposed to have had intercourse with my dad. So there, and then Diane's gonna be probably helping my mom be appalled at that or something. They're terrible. Awful. They're just awful. Something like that, right? And then so fuck yeah, they would have got my mom to do that. So in the 6th grade, they'd probably go ahead and start me up in the 6th grade. definitely by the summer, between 6th and 7th grade. Probably right. And my brother's going to be getting molested in that 6th grade, like early summer, something like that. I mean, that between the 6th and 7th grade. Something like that, and put him on. Saying so you didn't do that and give me a solid 3 years worth, or whatever. 6, yeah. Damn, man. So it's like what I said, the 3 years, too. Because as far as I remember, it starts, I have a 6-month delay to start for when the two things get, they grow, and it's like I think that's the initial before everything else. And so I get that, but that's just 6 months late. And it's kind of going on normal. 6 months late from my age, probably, and everything's all good though. And there's nothing wrong with them, being around people or whatever. I think it's something like that. I think, and then it's like just endless delay. So it's like that. They got it all worked out at the YMCA and all the shit, Damn, man. And yeah. So what I got into my mom. My dad doesn't actually know the workings. He just knows knows something, and maybe it's that, and figure it out after a while. He has to shut up and not, talk about it, not think about it, like that, and facilitate. And then he goes up to Minneapolis, and it's like that. That's why he's jumping right in with that girl. Well, she was really hot and stuff. And that's why he's saying that shit about I should have stayed up there. And then I didn't. And that's why he's such a dumbass. He can't really push the issue. He doesn't feel like he has any wherewithal even with me, because he's running this thing. And he's not even sure if they're supposed to or whoever. Maybe they're not even talking about it. They probably are at the sides and they're fucking with me. Like they're secretly fucking with me at the school in Minneapolis to get me to not stay. Because they come back down and they're acting like they're nice. I get the English horseback riding lessons. Diane takes me out. Hang around for 9th grade. Supposedly. Damn. Yeah. That's some weird shit. That's what it is too. So that means God, that means like shit's going on. All the autism stuff, everything is like fucking right. Oh, my mom knew my son had autism. She's the one who knew before anyone else. She said he has autism before any doctors would say anything. She said she saw a thing about toe walking, saw it on TV, so she knew all about it. Right, whatever that thing is, she just knows it. Fucking shit, man. Like that, So I guess it's not me, right? It ain't me. All this time. Which is, emotionally I am kind of positioned to like, oh, it'll be good. Like usually you'd think, I don't know, you guys, no one could relate, or you'd think, like, what would my emotions be? Or even my emotional positioning, right? Like I'd be like upset like I am, but like, is it good or is it bad? It's because of the confirmation. My whole fucking thing is I'm alienated and something. So overall, it's really good, even though it's like a lot. And it's not like someone I can know. I mean, I can tell someone and they know, or they talk about it that way. But then the world we're in is like kind of weird, right? Man, I put that thing about Trump's ear. I put a fucking thing, and then YouTube like fucking took it down and gave me a strike. I was just talking to a police officer at Cape Coral, and I said there was a crime I witnessed. Like a crime, like because they showed me the thing beforehand, the golden number balloons. They go the thing, and it is, and it'll be categorized, and they could even say that and be like, okay, the media will stick you with that. and a fake thing. It's not like they knew beforehand, but they tag along after. But even that's like, you could say criminal threat and, interference and stuff. And so they got to give me a strike, and they're like a piece of shit. And then they disappeared all. There's no evidence or record of me having any strikes ever on this channel. And so this last video I put up, number 51. I said this is 52, not 42, right? So number 51, like YouTube did this thing. They had done it once before too, like a couple weeks ago. With a video, I put it on. It's like public, and it says public. And then when I go to look at it, I notice it's like been up a day, and it's like private. No one, like, it hasn't been watched or anything like that. So YouTube secretly does that. But then I go to the and it says it's a private video if I look at it. And then but I look at it in my the dashboard thing or whatever out the video, it says it's public. And so they're fucking defrauding again. That's what they did to do their thing, because they're scurrying, man. And just to get the drop, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, like I gotta analyze. I gotta think about this first. Well, he gotta have said something. I gotta think. We can do this a couple times. Or someone else can think. I don't know. He said something. He's like 30 years in. It's like, oh, the Kennedy stuff, it wouldn't come out. Well, this stuff is like, shit. When is this? 63. This is all by the, kind of by 83. Well, some later part, 86, 87. So it's like 20 years newer. Actually, some of it isn't, though. Some of this is the 70s, so that's just like fucking, some of it's 15 years. It's like 20 years after the Kennedy thing, right? It's still got to be secret. It means something, because it does mean something to be able to put all the stuff together. It's like pieces of puzzle starts to come together. And you'd be like, oh, fit these pieces. Oh, it all starts to come together, just like it did with me. Like how does it make crack? Minneapolis, Carbondale, then Boston, up there in the woods. Oh, the Unitarian Church. Oh, shit. Oh, the shit. And the Cheers TV show. Oh, they knew. And that's why they put it there, right next to the Unitarian headquarters. Fucking with those guys or something. They probably were fucking with him too. And what's his name? A lot, but and he goes on his taxi. He just disappears. And he died, man. He floated up to the moon or something. Man in the moon, like they said, right? He went to fucking Iran. He's in Iran. Remember, I called it first, because that's where they go. They go to Iran. It's so fucking obvious. They're Mountbatten. Diana went to Iran. Whoever, whatever. And so what was I saying? What was I saying? Like, YouTube being fucking YouTube, they're kicking in doors, man, aren't they? God. Yeah, one of the guys, Fishbach. Yeah, he went off. Fishbach went off to do autism research or a thing. He's probably like gonna find out, right? From Harvard Medical School. My wife was telling me that. So they're probably like finding, because it's probably these guys are dumping on everyone with whatever thing, like, that will fuck someone up, and they'll call it autism. It might be really hard to like piece it together. What the fuck it's causing everything? Is someone doing it? Ingredients in food or whatever the fuck. And shit, it could react with the vaccine too, or maybe not, or anything. God, man. Damn, man, that's why they're doing that shit. Man, that's why you gotta have me at the hotel, man, in Mexico. You gotta go all over to Mexico in the hotel. You gotta be checking that thing. Yeah. Yeah. God. Guys, that would have been like, God, man. That is weird, man. Huh. Yeah, so, let me see. So, God, that was weird. My dad dropped me off in the Everglades. Like way out there, and I had my bicycle. I didn't have really the right stuff, and I had some beans I was gonna cook or something, and then like these days, I'd bring tons of oatmeal, just plain old dry oatmeal, which I had at one point. You don't even need to cook; you just leave it in a plastic bag with some water, even just a couple hours, whatever, and then it's good. You can't fuck around with it when it's not. It'd be that. That would be good, though. Damn, man. I look at how far out that is. It's like, fucking God, man. On the bike and shit and carrying it through. They all knew everything about me, too. Everyone, everywhere, and where I go. And when I come into Florida City, then Homestead. And God, man. And then, God. So much. Yeah. Yeah, so, that is weird. It is weird. See, it's like hard to, it's like I don't relate to anyone. Because it's like, what? It's this. Oh, you're a family or you're something. And me and my dad. And it's like, and then my mom was just cutting out. From her right now, I know the way why she's, or it's driven. But, God, man. It's like, I try to explain, but they were fucking working it. And, yeah, so I came out of the Everglades. I was way the hell down there at gate number 10, something, right? Was it 9 or 10? I think it's 10, right? It's the one. It's not the one where the pathway that then circles around, right? And the one after, isn't that 9 or something? And then go back. Or there might be one that doesn't have a pathway, or maybe it does, but it's like not used. Like something, a gate that a car could even go. And there's a hammock right there, and you got some more hammocks. It was cool there. It is so fucking cool there. My eyes were so good too. I had guess I had a glass cup. Or no, plastic bottle. Clear, and I could pick it up. And it's bent a little, the side, so it magnifies a little bit, not a lot. I could put that thing up in the sun and see paramecium right going through the water. My eyes are that good because they're silvery. I could tell where they are, what they are, because the way they move and stuff. They're like a giant one-cell creature. Like if you got any microscope, you can see them. But I could actually see that stuff. I used to be able to focus in bright sunlight, like about an inch away from my eye, because I did that with a bee. It's crazy, isn't it? Now my eyes are fucked. Because I got like astigmatism or something natural, so that focusing has to compensate. Now it can't. I'm screwed. Like, but God, man, it used to work in a, let me see, and that water is delicious. I'll put a little bit of bleach in it. I had all that, so I didn't have to worry about getting the stuff. And the water's clean. It just comes through. It's all the pinnacle rock, the limestone. And I got trench foot because I had mud on my feet, and then put my socks and boots back on. I had jungle Panama soles on these army things. I don't know if that's the Vietnam ones. It might have been it from after, because they call them Panama soles, or maybe they were from Vietnam. I think they're ones without the metal. Because like in Vietnam they stopped using it because of landmines. You know, stuff with the piece of metal from your shoe. Or actually, wait, how does it work? No, they had to put the metal in there because the punji sticks and all that for Vietnam, right? But then it has an issue. How a landmine some of that metal can come fling up to your head or something. So I'm not sure which it is, but it's Panama soles that like this big old thing goes by, across, and the mud can come off. Those are really nice boots, but I had my wool socks, of course, like gray wool socks, like hold on, like you see, like wool socks like that. And I actually got some wool socks there too. That's from the surplus store. That's the thin ones. I had the thick gray wool socks like that, but I put it away with the mud. I didn't wash it, and then I had trench foot, and I was fucked up. Even when I came back, it took me months to get rid of it. I had to keep treating it and fucking with it. It was like dug into it was in my skin between my toes. Like it didn't want to go away. And it's so weird. So I learned that lesson. But God, man, and that sharp pinnacle rock, you can't go barefoot or anything. And I think dogs can't really walk. No horses can go there, and dogs will need some boots to go through that because it gets too sharp. It's really fucking cool. And that was in the dry season, January and stuff, until I came out. Man, the guy, they took me out there to get some of my stuff and everything later, and he was like, "Wait, you're way the fuck out here." And they always go out on their safaris and stuff. That's gotta be our Air Force intelligence guy, right? The psychological. He takes a schizophrenic guy out and do safaris, and they see elephants and stuff. They have all these stories, real elephants, all kinds of stuff. So he'd help him out with his thing, like a wild jungle. And I was just dragging it down. So after I left, it'll get started up again, where the wild things are. That's what it was like, man. Where the wild things are. That book was cool. That book was really educational too. That's another one to look at. And they're telling on these motherfuckers. So it is, man. Shit. Yeah, that was a good book. Maurice Sendak, right? Okay, so out there, and it's like, God, that water's nice. That water is really good. I put like that little bit of bleach in, but it's good water all the way. It's the best water. It's actually the best water ever. Like, better than any tap water. It's like fucking delicious. And all the way clean. It's just got whatever in it. You gotta look out, because there's mammals around, and they might get pooped something in there, and it'd be like whatever. But that stuff comes down through the Everglades, this rain, and then it goes sideways, and So that's clean. It's clean, man. Like, maybe some parasite with a thing, but you just clean it out. If you boiled it or something. God, that's good water. And it's so cool out there. And there's like the high ground, these hammocks, they call it hammocks, where the dirt goes, like it naturally just keeps accumulating and building up in these spots. It makes these big old mounds. They're way the hell up in the dry season too. I don't know, they're above the water level in the rest of the time too. But then you could like paddle around, I guess, out there. Yeah, that must be nice out there. Gotta go out there again. And so I'm out there, I come back in town, they know I'm out there too. I have my yearly pass or whatever to the park. My bike. One time I came in, like, even though I have my pass, I want to fuck around. You got the pass? Yeah. Still I want to come in. I dragged my ass all the way through those fucking woods near the fucking check-in place. They knew I was back there too. It's like, good morning Vietnam. It's like Dien Bien Phu. Like, dragging my bicycle all the way through. If the pedals would fucking come off, that'd be so fucking cool, and that's what you need. Pedals come off, handlebars off, right? And then you just slide it, you work it a certain way. These guys got to do that, and you lock the front wheel so it stays in place, and and actually make it so it goes around, though. That'd be cool. Get it right through. Or something. You could slip it right through. Got to go on up and down through all the fucking jungle vines and up and down. It wasn't like you walk on the ground. You have to go up over things. You have to climb little bush trees and down and up and under, like the pygmies or something. And so then I was out, off and on. That's way the hell out up to Florida City. Then I worked at the tomato tomato factory for a little bit, pulling tomatoes. I mean, pulling stems and doing stuff. They actually were nice there. I wish I'd been. See, I wish I wasn't so weird. I don't know. I didn't have anyone mentoring me, telling me unhook from your mind, like in a certain way, and just give up and persevere, and certain physical traits and stuff, and it would be strengthening. Especially I got to get my upper body strength. I didn't do that till I was 40. And I would lift weights like a motherfucker. So I should have just been doing push-ups and stuff, but then also eating. So, yeah, man. When I went to get this free meal, I went going to a meal a couple times, and they put the most beautiful ever, a Cuban girl there who was pregnant, really young, like my age, and all the way pregnant. And it was like Jesus. It was like Jesus and Mary Magdalene or something. And they fucking did that shit. That was a fucking setup, I know now. They were fucking with me. So I had to see that a couple times. Man. Because she wouldn't be there. That's not Homestead. They weren't in Homestead yet. They weren't, I don't know, it wouldn't be like that. Actually, maybe they were up north. I was in the ghetto, but yeah, then I stayed in the ghetto. Graffers went up over town. I was in the ghetto. Fuck. There must have been all kinds of stuff going on. One block versus another. They're always afraid and stuff, different blocks, but it's also hokey stuff, undercover shit. Whatever scheme they're running is theater, practice. They're getting ready for the 90s, early 90s. That's where that shit came from, or one of the places. I mean, maybe LA's all tough. This is like all the crazy Vietnam stuff. You wouldn't expect it. And you don't know they're going to transplant or what's going to fucking go on. But that would have been. And they knew the space shuttle. They said, here's Dr. David Han. He said, I've been to the space shuttle and laser beam and they won't pay. And talking about the space shuttle, he's always going on about that. And he's the one who told me. And blew up, he got the newspaper. So they knew it. They knew it, man. They're up with it, with whatever that is. And the whole Air Force. And his Homestead, that's did the other thing too. The Reagan thing. Reagan's first, before his first inaugural. Wait, was that? Before his first, before the State of the Union. Maybe it was his first State of the Union. He'd been in for a year. Maybe he had done another one before that. It was like a couple weeks before, right? And that airplane dropped right into the Potomac, right on the bridge, and it's like on purpose. The co-pilot is like, he's piloting, and the pilot, or the captain's like, okay, just deferring to him. He's like, hey, oh, ease up, forward, to pull it back. Because the guy stalls it on purpose. He's stalling it. You just look at it. It's so obvious. They did that. And they know that. Now you wonder, like, what the fuck? And this is what it is, man. They're probably poisoning everyone. How the fuck does my mom know? That makes me think. She said that my son has autism, like way back. She just says it. It's like that. You gotta hear it from her. And I'm going to all the hospitals and shit. Going to fucking Dr. Gordon right across from Children's Hospital. He won't say it. He's all bullshit. They're all fucking around. But damn. However the fuck it works. Because they did a thing. What did they do? So my wife gave birth, and then they had her and someone else in there, this lady, this black lady. And so she had given birth. And then they were all in there telling her to get abortions next time and get sterilized, trying to talk to her about it, like right next to my mom. My mom, I said that again, I keep saying that. Next to my wife, the mom of my children, kind of thing. She's my kid's mom, and then, because there's a reason why I mixed it up before, because I had a thing. Like my wife's mom I would talk about, and then, that's why, but I guess I'm doing it anyway. My mommy. My wife. But they were fucking doing that shit to fuck my wife up. And just dogging this girl. They telling her she's like fucking disgusting. Nobody's gonna love her. Basically, right? She's fat and stuff. They're just like telling her she's garbage. She was like Precious in that movie. So what you gotta do is you take that Precious movie and you do subtitles. Send it around to other countries. Why you bring that white bitch up in my house? And the mom is the hero, right? Precious's mom. And the white people are like Nazis, which they are. And they're doing the whole fucking thing. They probably even fucking work that whole boyfriend thing, which they do. They're disgusting. That's at Beth Israel. And really bad. That's the only place we could go that was like health insurance for Harvard. And later she's working at this other place. Still had to go to Beth Israel. And that's for our daughter. They did all this shit, and who knows? How the fuck? Some ways it's cool too. God, there's sides, man. Guess I moved the camera more this time. See, I was in, let me see. Yeah, a lot of Air Force and intelligence. And they don't hide it either. I mean, they're there, they don't, actually. So it's going to be this shit. because originally it's like all CIA, because they do it all overseas. All this stuff that they be doing here is something they're supposed to do. They get funded, and they can even be here training to do it over there. And then there's nothing legally that's supposed to do it here in this country. And even the FBI is supposed to be, they're not supposed to just be fact-finding and stuff even. They're supposed to be looking for a crime or something. And then so the CIA just gets into everything, all business, everything. Everyone's car dealership, everyone's movie theater, everyone's make or break your thing, and the taxes, and even helping them compile. They pay so much tax. And they could facilitate the lobbying up to Congress. Like, yeah, it gives them a break or whatever. Yeah, they're overpaying or something like a tax. They could probably facilitate the whole motherfucker. Probably a socialist shit. You know? So they don't, God, man. Probably is. Like when you look, everything's like extraordinary tax, but it's not. And you could think like, God, then they would not pay, and then, or whatever, then if you hounded to pay, it's like all the profit margin is taxed, but it's like talked about more. It's not the IRS. It's all the secret stuff, and they can work it. And they use the tax to like make it an unlevel playing field. Like any competitors, they can just tax them, and they don't get the subsidies. You know, or their cousin like getting something, whatever. That's what they do, though. We had this shit. Okay, so in the theater, in Foothills Theater in Worcester, I got to see the stuff because they're already like, okay, that part of the CIA, that garbage, that part, my uncle and Diane, where that's CIA, like that. And then they've been fucking in this country fucking with people. And with me, like, you could think, how did it get so much malice and so much stuff? First of all, you look and say, is it a rare case or not? I think it is a rare case because you can look, especially where I live and stuff, maybe like crush out and you're dead or something, but I survive, right? And I'm displaced, and I can't find any people like me, really. They talk about it. You know, plus I hung around Boston. Before I came to Boston, maybe, and people were starting to leave. So you get a few displaced people. And this oddities, or somehow to think that, I think it was a particular thing with my uncle in pushing it. And they're all criminals, and he'd be doing the go-ahead. And instead of like protecting or anything, or giving any favor, oh, you get relatives, instead it's like kill and wipe out. And it's probably, he's got probably what they call a psychopathy, like a no conscience. And then with that, not like but like the jealousies, bitterness, or the need to like do shit to me. Like it wouldn't be like, somehow he gets this thing with it that's really well concealed. And it's not just like regular, typical human jealousy. It's probably got some mental thing. And he goes with it, because he never would talk to me, I'm guessing that's what it is. And there's something, or maybe it's just expedient. And then the shit on the other end, then they're good with it. And even Minneapolis, most of them wouldn't know. It'd just be that one. My dad gets a girlfriend that's going to continue the medicine. Like that. And they could always think, and you could, in Minneapolis, you could think, maybe it was good for me, maybe it was good. Man, he's like, give it a break. It did fuck me up, though, because I remember when I was like, something like I was 18 and a half, all of a sudden, my brain stopped being able to do daydreaming fantasy in a certain way. It just stopped. It had gotten to that adulthood brain. And I was really upset because I just hadn't matured at all. I hadn't gone through puberty and done this thing the right way enough. But it's like that age. And there's something that just turns off. I was really upset by it. I knew it was fucked. I got out at my dad's house sleeping on the floor in the shack. Slept on the floor. That was fucked, man. That is so funny, man. Slept on the floor. Damn, man. Just slept on the floor in a sleeping bag. Or a blanket over me. God, I think it was in a sleeping bag, too, or something. So weird, isn't it? So I think it is like kind of a special case with me. And then and that would make everyone, it'd be like, so they'd target me, but then everyone else would be like, wow, you got the relatives doing that. And it'd be like weird. Usually that gives you favor, or you get too much. They give you 2 pieces of cake. It's usually not like you're being tortured or you get the hit put out on you or whatever the hell. Which I did, man. The dog and shit biting me. Whole fucking thing. Tularemia, oh my god, man. And my mom has to go with it with her medical experiment. I'm like the science experiment, some freaky thing with her psychology. However the fuck they do. They probably did. They probably gave my mom LSD back in the fucking 50s or something, right? That's what they did. I know they did. She's so square, too. But they did. Man. Like the professionally. I can straighten her out, too. A certain way. Gets her going. They did. God, man. It could be Rosemary's Baby. That's like her name's Rosemary. Could be the thing, man. Shit. Okay, God. Damn. That is so funny. Yes, I was out in the swamp and I came in, I guess. First I was like a couple days in God, near Florida City on a little outskirt, and then I went up and I was camping out on that canal just north of Homestead or north of the city. And I worked in the tomato place down in Florida City. God, I wish I knew. I'd just be like, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I stay away from this stuff. I mean, it'd be cool to be Miami. Like now I know. I learned stuff and God, I never would have clued in. That'd be like fucking with me, I guess. Get the other side going. Yeah, what else? Hey, dude, I'm telling you, they had gold mining back then. Man, they go ahead and this one dude, this white dude, that's who got me into the ghetto, because like he's up there, and then when I drove by, they get it all rigged, and like he says, like hi to me and stuff. I started hanging out with him around the ghetto, and then everyone adopted me there. They're all like, they knew me already. They said no one's ever gonna fuck with me. They got a thing on them, and they don't mean just there. It's like a thing. There's a certain thing, but he's like saying he goes gold mining. You gotta go gold mining. You gotta go gold panning. You gotta fuck around. They all do that, man. They're out there all those years. The CIA runs gold mines, and it's not all. They'll fuck around. Yeah, it's all worn out, man, or whatever. This deed or that deed, or people pan around and do shit, and then a massive thing dug under the ground, and everyone run around on gold panning, and I work at the thing. Oh, I found some gold, and here I am. That's why I have money. Like that, and for all kinds of shit. There must have been a whole fucking thing. And all tunnels, all the shit. They got all the stuff. They got all like secret mining all over the world. In Venezuela, they got the thing full up and running. There's my wife coming in the door. I'll go say hi to her because I know I waved my hand and stuff. I shouldn't do that. Yeah. Okay. I got a couple lights. Like, yeah. Fucking lying, man. God, man. There. Fuck, man. The hell. Yeah, they probably do a lot of this. They did have to cut people's heads off, didn't they? To get that stuff. Yeah, because my uncle is like, yeah, you know, he's in the thing with it. All that stuff. God. Fuck. Let me see. Trying to think. Yeah, when it, God, I was back in Minneapolis. What was it? The summer of, oh God, man. Summer of 2015. Yeah, so it was like late June or something, or early July, wasn't it? And we were going on a cross-country trip. So my wife had driven us, or we both drive, I guess. Like in the minivan. That was the old minivan. I think the Town and Country. I think it was that one. Wasn't it? Maybe this one. And so we gone from Boston and we went to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. Up around, we went to, God, it was really nice. We went to Michigan, Lake Michigan, like up in Indiana, that part. And then, so on the way to Michigan or whatever, my daughter finds out Ambrose had done the thing. This kid. And he jumped too, they got a rope, man. Because as a children's hospital, he had been in there a lot. But that stuff's all worked. You got people that work it to make it happen, and then the other, they can't even say, well, whoever, because they'll get in trouble. They'll always get blamed, so people gotta be careful. But he's made for that, and he got all the fake out. They tell us, like through my daughter, he had football concussions, and that's why he was like that. When he was playing like 2 years too early at Boston Latin School, she's got all that. And then they had 2 news articles planted, like he really was playing football. After the thing he did, like he was playing football down where Mayor Menino, his neighborhood where he had grown up, Hyde Park. And that's all 2 unrelated articles, and they're fake plants to say, yeah, he plays football down there, in case someone ever says he has concussions, or make you think that, or even make you think they're trying to cover up the other thing. Because they had worked him, that whole family, it's like a thing they worked. Because I know this shit, I had to be right up in there with it. And then I had a chance to meet the dad, but I was too busy, because I was up in there in Children's Hospital with the thing. They had all kinds of stuff going on, and it's really bad. It's psychology department, and they have the social worker element of that. And then the other parts of the psychology department is oppositional to that, I think. Somewhat, or they get stuck with it. And then they have nurses, and it's all the way bad. They do all the way the stuff. All the rape and stuff. Oh, man, it's like one kid that... My daughter was like... she'd go visit. We were up at Beta 5. I'm a Beta 5 parent, Beta 5. It's only 15 beds up there in the psych ward at Children's Hospital. So I'm like a Beta 5 parent. And the thing. So I know all this stuff. The parking garage and stuff with all the... It's not high enough. There's some movie. He's getting hung by his feet. It's not high enough. It doesn't matter if it's not high enough. It's good. It's good. And I get to walk down these stairs, and the inside part is so cool. Where like, oh my God, it's the end of the road. These parents are so bad off. It's like a holy place. It's like a holy place. I was thinking like 40% because I wanted to put a thing on it. Like 40% my daughter wasn't going to make it. Just wanted to be able to remember. So I was like all fucked up like that. Or like having the tragedy thing or something. But man, they're working it, and it's like all in the hospital at the same time. And Sam Rose is getting worked. And they put him home. Oh God, that weird. The whole fucking setup. First they tried to get it so she couldn't come on vacation with us. My daughter went to bring a girl out to Tufts. Tufts was already getting run. That was the only other children's emergency ward in Boston. You had Tufts and you had Children's Hospital. And then they merged. And Tufts had some independence and was good in some ways. But probably already it's getting to be shit. Probably. Because dental stuff is all the way. So it's probably even a scam. But like my daughter brought her friend in there. Put her in the loony bin, man. You gotta bring her in because like all this. And then the girl turned right around and said all shit about my daughter. And then, so we had to go there. And they ended up, it's okay. And we leave. Because they're working on this shit. It's all this fake ass shit. Now we know what it is. They work it, man. The whole fucking thing, and there's not just one side. It's like there isn't anything there. The shit is social manipulation. It's a lie. It's not the Epstein stuff. No, we wouldn't know. If you're not a perv, you don't work. If you don't work people or kids, you don't know it. If you don't work them all that way like that. If you think, oh, it's just regular or whatever, it's not. They got to work it and figure out where that's coming, and they'll be manipulators. And that's just what they do. That's what they're doing. It's all the way in Boston. This shit's all the fucking way. So, yeah, the one kid that was like going with her there, or visiting her there, the kid she has, he ends up getting a job there. He worked there forever. He still works there. I think he still works there. He's like head of security department. And then this other girl that works there, that's when I call FBI or something. Comes and visits down here. She'd work there. She's like feeding us all these stories. Like, man, they got every girl that's getting raped by every security guard. They're raping one, and they keep suing and paying off. Okay, we got to hear that. And now I don't even know. I mean, and then now she's just looking at security cameras. But that's all that stuff. For whatever the fucking good or bad. You gotta hear that shit. But I know it's going off a little bit. Because, like, what can I do? And, like, what I'm supposed to not talk. It's fucking, you're the only one, like, talking. That's, like, I can't even tell anyone. Don't matter what I could do. Tell someone else around about it. A couple people. It just don't, it's fucking not. And, because that's all that, so she has a Fenway. Supposed to be at the old Sears building. Whatever. I pressed her a little bit. Oh man, like fucking. God, don't fuck me, man. Fuck. That's like Somalia, but not with it. But they, not with it. You know, they get the C thing. They still get to have. It's like that. Just like who's that fucking cool one? Now you'll see the other one that always wears a head bob. She's cool, the one from Minneapolis. Like that. And if you look at her, God, she looks like my mom's. Oh my God, I did it again. Well, because I'm going to say my wife's mom's mother. Like that, the strict, like old Cubans, the upper class, or they're, going to come out of they're going to be, they're from the farm, but they're going to be like, she's really cool. Her family, when you look at her photo albums. What's her name? But yeah, that's all the shit. And it's the po-po. That's the banana. I call it banana. I always look down on it because I know that's the fucking banana. Because they work with the Fed to get the things like that. So even Diane, the CIA lady, she's not with that shit. But she can run it. She gets it like a certain angle. And it's like, yeah. Right? It's like, I know the sheriff now. Like that. Not even that other shit. Not even on the courts or whatever. But they know a guy who knows a guy. But because that's dirty. Or anything, I don't know. It's all offense. And what they talk. And because that's not right. Like, my daughter's friend. And then, what do you do for, what was your skills? And like, oh, I went to hospital with a Los's kid. Yeah, so, oh, that's your career. You'd be up in here. You'd be working that. Shit, man. They know some. Man, there's some running some games, man. Ken Hawk saved me. That guy, he's like running around his bathroom. He ain't crazy. That kid ain't crazy. I knew him since he was a kid. Talking about this other kid. It's like, oh, fucking, probably don't matter. They know it's that level of shit. It's just they keep it up. And like, what can you do? I guess, right? Fuck, man. Yeah, they're trying to help me too. So maybe some good stuff. Maybe they're feeding me some good stuff or whatever. Nah. No, I don't think that's right. There's a complaint. That's what I'm saying. Boston FBI. Or whatever the fuck that is, man. Damn, man. I had this forum for the Hare Krishnas. And I had to go report Randy because he kept making death threats and stuff on the forum like he's doing it. And then he did some at me. Even though he didn't say, but he showed, he would like bitch at me, say he's going to get me even though I'm fun with my daughter, but he didn't say what he's going to do. Other people he said he's going to do them up all the way and do the kid too. And then he'd be like, this is way back in like 2000, what was it, 2004 or something? Or right after, something like that, 2005. A little bit after, right? Or after that, way after that. Oh yeah, after that probably. Oh, I don't know, before that actually. And he'd be like, man, he showed me some snuff photos, like really bad. And then so in context of all the shit he said, so it's like death threats and stuff. So I'd told the police they didn't really want to do anything, they didn't give a shit. They were like, he's not here when he fucking lives here. He works at the prison. I think he's a prison guard or something like that. It might be him. The black wedding ring. I'm not really sure. The camera reminds me of it. Maybe not because I haven't seen all and recognize him anyway. I'm just saying that's what that thing is. That's the shit. That's a job at all news for. Oh, I didn't put this up. I bet you these cops, man. Like, what, you got a rubber? Because this cop, they wear a rubber band. And so again, cops showed up with a rubber band, right? I mean, with a black wedding ring. I'm like, that guy is wearing a black wedding ring that's a black rubber band that he put on just to come see me. And that's job at all news for. And they kill kids. It's a shit. All the shit. Because it is. Or that's the thing that would be with it. But it'll be like, Maybe not the actual, but that's the thing. That is the thing. And look what you made. Don't say it's me though, because like, and then so I didn't do shit. All I do is bitch about it, don't I? I'm the only fucking one too. The one who gives a shit and complains. But so I went to the FBI with it too, and I gave him. I printed up a color picture of the murder scene that he had sent me, and then all the other threats he made to me, made to other people, like the direct, and the stuff he done with me. And now I'm thinking, with hindsight, there is like, that's like, so I could never be the FBI, whatever. They can never say I fucking did something. I'm with something because it's my forum and shit. You know, and they bring it to that level. There's some fucked up shit. You know, because it is. They do. It's like a fucked up thing. There's a fucking undercover Cold War. You know, it heats up sometimes with it, like trafficking and the whole fucking thing. That's what it is. And these motherfuckers down here, their wedding ring, they're copying it. And then they just like stick around. They start putting black wedding ring. They don't know what the fuck it is or what it would be if there is that. That might not be him, but I don't know. It reminds me of him. And it's the same face. It'll be all the makeup, and here I am, me. Because that motherfucker would have been all makeup back then. Because like, I think back, oh, that's makeup. Oh, that's that look. That's that face. And if you haven't seen him for 15 years, oh, maybe that's that guy. Like that, right? So that's what that is anyway. So it's probably not even him, but it's supposed to be like him. You know, he's a nice guy too. And that's the thing, I could tell. So I know this stuff. That's the thing. I mean, they can't be saying like I'm Mr. Innocent. Like I've got, like that's what I've been doing, and you guys heard how I've come out with this stuff. I didn't fucking know how anything works. That's what they did up at they did murders up there. They did the Reddy family. The Krishna Reddy and Kurta Reddy or whatever. The daughter, the mother, and her dad, the grandfather. The estranged husband comes home from his medical school, like that he's failing at, they say, but it's really his training, whatever. And everyone dies in Brookline. That's in Norfolk County because it circles around. Then he goes out west and dies in a shootout. Just happens to be driving by the sheriff thing. I mean, guy goes out and shoots him down. Execution. And then so when Tulsi Gabbard came, that might be a retaliation or something, which is fucked up because it's like, then what does you even do? Or like they just do that to fuck everything up, to be like shit. Or whatever the fuck, because that wouldn't even be like the first thing. It'd be like, because it's like they made a deal he can come in. That wasn't like the Hare Krishnas. It was like, okay, let this motherfucker in, temple president. He's gonna have a daycare. He's starting a daycare out in Brookline. He's gonna start. It's gonna be It's gonna be like he's like trained up in fucking Austria and the. Oh God. I love that movie. Land of Dreams. I can't remember the name. I'm blocking. You gotta look at Harvard professor. His dad. He does. He talked about Klimt. All this stuff. Freud. Everyone was in Austria. Vienna. City of Dreams. Land of my father. Something like that. That is such a good documentary. You gotta watch that. The BBC thing or something. That guy is so cool. You guys just gotta watch that on YouTube. It's on there. Yeah, but it's temple president. Then he ends up going to Puerto Rico, so God knows what. But he got this one guy who said he had to take him out of mental in a fucking straitjacket at the end. He got crushed. And I was always like wondering if I'm wrong or right. I always hated him. I can't stand him. It irritates me, but there is a thing. And he's like doing that shit. There's gonna be something. It's gonna be all that creepy shit and whatever the fuck. And then that happens. And it's like that's the whole fucking Massachusetts stuff. It's not Hare Krishna thing. So I think then that shit happens. So you have Tulsi Gabbard come visit our temple. In Boston, that stuff happened to that girl. They ran her over. And I'll find the tapes. I can't get a tape player from Goodwill. They don't want me to get a tape player. And I'm going to put my Mr. Gregory tape. You know? Where you just saw a girl get run over. You're going to tell you all about it. You're going to get to hear it. And how I think he might spoke to his father saying it's going to be okay. She died quickly. Or he would have said it if he... You'll get to hear it, Mr. Becker pretending to be angry at him. Like he's like malingering. Took retirement when he didn't need to. Really, they're like, it's that thing. It's that shit. And they want it there. They wanted to put that in there. I got the tape somewhere, I'm sure. I gotta go dig it up once I get my tape player. They keep fucking... How can I not get a tape player at the fucking thrift store? How could I be like such a impoverished? I have to do it that way, right? Figure on purpose, right? And my car license plate says 99 cent. 99 cent? 99 cent. 99 CEN. 99 cent. Like that. But yeah, that girl, my daughter used to play with her. She was one of these two girls that... They weren't actually twins, but they're two young girls, and they would just stay in the kitchen when the mom worked there. She wouldn't let them out of her sight. They didn't get to go upstairs. Like, until she came upstairs, so... And now this happens when I was a young adult. Oh God, why should it even be? It's like a... Oh shit. Why should it be like it's a Kendra? Like what I think, where they got Kendra in on it. Just close your eye, honey. Keep the one eye closed, just walk smooth. And you've seen us do this before where trucks bounce around. You know, and this young guy, and he's going to get his pension. Because he missed you. You'll be a little at fault, or maybe not, or whatever. Damn, man. Maybe, right? Because that'd be the... I think maybe because I would go there. And Tulsi, like... Well, everyone, I guess. They'll put the video on, which I downloaded. She's all... And then they just take it down a couple of days. I think it's because of that, because it's too fucked up. It's supposed to be like, we're happy that she's there, but then that shit had happened. And it's kind of, everyone's kind of mixing up, and not everyone knows the people. Because some people are from years before, too. The temple president guy, I think, or something. He ends up being... So it gets kind of mixed up. But then they even talk about, maybe even Tulsi's aunt or whatever that happened, didn't even happen. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but it could be like, to like have me hear it, like have people hear it and think things happen, you know? But that's that, and no one talks about it, it's all a fucking lie. You got Alex Jones, you can talk, and then he had to be all punished, fake punished. And like, you know, I watch this stuff, they would go, like something will happen, they'll go run out and be acting like something, won't be like, mean anything about the thing that happened. You know? And like God knows what. And YouTube fucking knows all this shit. They fucking orchestrate this shit. That's a sick thing. It'd be like getting a million kind of barking up the wrong tree. And all these motherfuckers are liars. But I think it just doesn't function. All the taxes and all the shit and all the businesses and all your scholarship, internship, fellowship and all your shit, they just got it all wrapped up. You know, it just runs. It just runs like what they prefer. And they want it quiet. Like it could open up and like have like a Black Lives Matter thing. You know, that was all fake. But the Me Too thing, even though that must have been fake in shutting down. Fuck. It's funny you hit Garrison Keillor and stuff. And that must be a thing. Like, I do think they put stuff on that radio. They can say stuff or whatever. Let people know things. God, and then they just lie about everything. God, I was at the thrift store. So they had all the skeletons and stuff out way before, like about 3 weeks ago or more. They had to do all the skeleton death stuff. And now it's like toned down. It's not so much skeletons like right out. It's like, but it's skulls. Like here's like round mounds of skulls. It's like Cambodia. It looks like fucking Cambodia. Skull after skull. Like, but nice and neat in a row, in a row like you're supposed to buy them for your Halloween garbage. And then I walked by this one thing though. It had a skull, kind of like some kind of thing or some gum wrapper or some doodad or something said that, and it said kids. That, and so they'll have picked that. They'll be like, of all the obscure shit in their computerized shit or whatever, would have just had that in reserve. To have a skull and then it'd say kids, just that. And like I walk right by it. So that's that shit. Because they're stressing these people because they run with all the kids and shit. And some of them maybe don't care, others like care and stress, and it would just make a fucking thing. I swear to God, that's what they're fucking doing. And YouTube acts like they do something when they're doing it. They're fucking doing it and lying. They're so disgusting. They stopped threatening me. They stopped putting stuff. They haven't done that in a while. I looked at the end of this video. I looked to see. It's probably even knows I'm doing it. Like, I just like scroll this video to an end and just like fucking press play, and it goes to the end and it has all those recommendations. And one thing in the bottom right corner is like, do you have a clue? It was some general or something. It said, do you have a clue? Like that. That's all they did. The rest of it's like chess videos and like all kinds of shit. Like lizards and, dinosaurs and chess videos. Like it's back to normal, like all the shit. That's what he wants. And they act like they don't know, and they could have a real algorithm or something and something good. They have so much garbage to push on me now. More motherfuckers wearing black wedding rings. Oh Jesus, isn't this one? This other guy's wearing it now too, this other bot. Or a person. It might be a real person too. Nah. That's something, man. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I'll probably be the only one. Like one out of millions, out of being able to analyze and think about stuff. Like a lot of ingredients, like the intelligence and the doing it, and a certain encouragement, and also the being displaced and getting displaced in a certain way, and then not falling for shit, like some drug thing or some alcohol thing in a certain way, and not then running back with their box of Kleenex or something. It's time, like they've got something, and then continuing with it, and then being like this, and even being with the Hare Krishna movement, and then not having a job. See, I've only worked at the CIA fucking thing. Yeah, my whole life at theater, and then out doing flowers for the Hare Krishnas, and then I was at St. John by God, St. John of God's, and it's like Navy. Those guys are cool. That guy was on a nuclear submarine. The guy that ran the kitchen. I feel bad now. I should have been nicer. And I got sick. They might even got me sick. Because they would do this stuff and open the back door and I'd be at the washing dishes. God, maybe I shouldn't have added his hot water too, because that comes up. It does a certain thing. But it comes up and condenses and it gets really bad. On my nose and I'm right near the back door. I also got a germ, and I'm not sure if that's from them. And so then when I went back, like, first he's acting like it's not happening. It is. I'm fucking sick, man. And one time I came in, and he bitched more. But it's like I fucking came in after I was already fucking sick. And it might not even been a germ. But then they needed me to go get a medical thing to say I'm okay. I thought the guy would be like dragging my dick, spreading my butt cheeks apart, and all the shit. I thought that's what going to the doctor was. And I didn't tell him, and I feel bad. He must pass away now. Cause he was like an awful like Navy guy. I mean, awful in that cool way. He was cool as hell. I feel really bad now. They were fucking with me, but it was like all for my own good in a certain way and good. But I didn't even tell him. Like I have an impasse. I thought I had to go down and do the fucking get down and dirty at the doctor to get my fucking. Thought that's what it was, but it like they don't do that, and he could be like, no, I don't need that. I'm not sick that way. Motherfuckers, man. So I didn't go back to a regular general practitioner until like 30 years after all that shit. Was it? No, 20, almost 30 years about it. Something, I don't know. And they suck anyway. They don't want to do shit. Man, and that was the weird thing though. That was all the Uber Jews and stuff. And then they'd send me to Grove Bank. And Ira Axelrod. He owned part of Grove Bank. Ira Axelrod had to drive me around the car. I had to go around the car with Ira Axelrod. And he had his coat. That must have been, well, that wouldn't be from the late 40s. It must have been from the 50s, though. It was all worn out. And that's all he'd wear in the summer and winter. And his big old beard and I said eyebrow before, his eyelid, pieces of his eyelid were missing. Because they got it rotted off in the concentration camp. He was there when he was like 16. He was like good and working guy, I guess. He could work. He was there when he was 16, something like that. And the pieces of the eyelid had come off. And he had millions, and he just wore that, and he owned part of the bank. He owned a share of the bank as Grove Bank, and he had to drive me around, and he'd bitch about everything, and I guess sucks. Because they had to look at me and see what the fuck. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, or whatever. I'm getting fucked over, and then they started to figure out shit, I guess. And then he took me to Grove Bank, and then no IDs. They don't allow any IDs in there. Everyone has to, you go in there, you're supposed to know the guy. So I have to go talk to the guy. And open an account and have a job. And then you have a signature, and they go look at your signature and see if it's that. But really, they're looking at you. And like that. No one ever checked an ID. They think it's like obscene. Man, the place was cool. I wish I knew. God, man, I believed in my dad. I believe in America. I believed in my dad. I did, in his ethics and his thing. Says her, and God, I didn't know shit. I'd be going at the world a certain way, and then. But I did always want to find out stuff. I kept it that. And that's from him. Like, even though it's kind of fake, but actually it's real too, but he had to stop, I guess. But so there's that. God, man, Ira Axelrod was like the Holocaust, and you can tell, man, people are gonna get killed if you don't have money. You can save people or whatever the fuck. That was that. And so then one job I had doing some and so they got me that job, these guys at St. John by God. Well, Jim Coughlin had got me that job. He had worked there. That's where old people go. That's where people are, and some people are vegetables and stuff. Really, you have to be perpetually taken care of. Or like a guy that had been, maybe he wasn't wearing a helmet. He got wrecked, and his wife visits him every day. I don't think he thinks really though. His wife visits him every day. Damn. And yeah, but the guy that ran the kitchen, he had been on the nuclear submarine. He was a chef on a nuclear submarine. They went under the Arctic Circle. He said, yeah, they go right under that thing, right under the ice, right in one way and right out the other, to the other ocean. And so these other guys came and took me. They were doing landscaping. So you start the day, like he has all this brush and stuff. He has to like stop and throw it all out in the trash, in someone's trash sneakily. But really, it's probably all in agreement. It's up in those Brighton neighborhoods. So there's a few Jews that are left in Brighton or whatever. So they fucked with us, like fucked everything out of there. Like, and they fucking. This is how Boston is. And one of the guys, the other guy was just, oh God, you know who he was? I'm not sure. Was Blade Runner already out then? Probably. He was just like, yeah, like the guy in Blade Runner, the robot guy with the blonde hair. He's tall. He had that dyed blonde hair. He always kept that. Later, I saw him working at the bars and stuff for the fancy Avalon and Avon, all that string of bars up near the Fenway with all the beautiful women. And he said, yeah, you can get in. You just have to wear good shoes or something. He was there. He was like there. He's doing the bouncer thing or the admittance. But I don't know. It just bugs me. I can't. I got off on the wrong page, on the wrong foot. Can't even be, like, it had to be something else. But yeah, they're doing landscaping, and that's all. Like, they do landscaping and whatever. So one guy, he had to let me go. But that wasn't, I know now, they were just checking me. They weren't, oh man, you're going to keep him, and how does he work? Because I wasn't that wasn't like a total fail. Like, I do landscaping, they're like, he's too weak, he doesn't hustle fast. No, like, some of the other shit, or they're laughing. And, but they were like fucking figuring me out. So I was out there working with them every day to figure me out. So like the day before he has to fire me, like when he fires me, he's like, he has to let me go and says sorry and hope I have a good life and stuff like that. But that wasn't just because I'm too like funky, too like of a nerd, and I just the way I plod along, because I don't really plod along. I go out in the fucking woods and the Everglades. I gotta hustle around with sticks and stuff like that. So they're kind of making that up. But that day before that, or maybe a couple days before that, the time before, whenever I had worked for him previously, probably was the day before, he, like, at the end of the day, he told me that, he got real serious, and so I talked to, before I had a job, or I would call people for the police and say, we're with the police thing, and you gotta pay money to the police thing, and they would get fucked with otherwise, and it's really dirty and shit, and he really needed me to know, so I could tell someone someday. It was like that. So it was like that. He's all fussing, and it's all that, and it's all the way bad, and he's making it sound really bad, but the thing he's saying isn't like the end of the world, but it probably he's signaling like that. Because that was interesting. So they had to figure me out, I guess. Yeah, it's all good. And I was living up there by myself at Moshe's house on the top floor. And all the Schlatskys and the other family, they're going to go to the West Bank. I think they argue, but not. Damn, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what that is, man. You gotta keep it like a certain way. And that was it for that, man. Moshe kept going to Hawaii, then he ended up in Cambodia, he says. So it's like that, they have to get the fuck out. Because they fuck with everything. They just need to be hippies and do a certain thing. There's a certain intellectual thing. God, these guys would come by that do the campaigns and stuff. Democrat campaigns. It'd be like Hunter Thompson. You know how he's just crazy, right? Like that. It's like guys like that. Or one guy. And I know there'd just be more of them. They just keep, like it goes right into that. And they're really cool. So it would go like that. And I guess they're laying low because that's what they did. They did the 2004 convention. That whole shit, all the deal, and how are the fucking different parts? And yeah. God, man, you don't fucking hear. It's like gotta be all Israel was a thing. Banging up on everyone, and oh jeez. Whoever was whatever, and they got all the undercover shit. Everyone dealing. Everyone with their secret thing. They got their secret economy. Iran is all the way going. It's gotta be. It's all this fucking other world. Fuck, man. Because you see what they do is they have a undeclared, they have a secret economy. We're in an embargo world, like the oil embargo of 1973. Oil went up 4 times as much, and then you have all the fucking. So then you have the rent embargo, land embargo that goes with that, and then we just live in that world. It's like the British shitheads won the Opium War. Everything went to shit, so everything has to develop like that. Like China, everything has to come like that. In that world, oil 4 times as expensive. Nuclear power. Oh, it's too dirty. It's not working. It's all fucking lies. It's all Navy developing it. So what you have now is they can, and maybe they did use more oil than they say. And then that'll be another reason why they have to fuck around with that stuff they always do. Like, all their politics about that. And the nuclear power, they gotta have secret nuclear power. And so you have like them hounding Iran for their stuff, and really it's just cover and facilitation of having secret nuclear power plants and everywhere. South Africa, like it's not a bug, it's a feature. All their apartheid going cuckoo and keeping it going. They had to write this new constitution, it's racist stuff. And then it goes, in the 50s or whatever, and it just goes on. And then the white guys peel out. First they have all the bomb and then just throw it away and hand it over. And really it's like, no, they get this whole other economy it peels out, and the weapons and all the shit. And all the Elon Musk stuff. So you have a secret thing in the embargo, and then you have South Africa kind of under control. So you have secret mining everywhere. All the places under sanctions, like Venezuela, getting mined like the hell. Right? North Korea is a major industrial power, like secret. And, with robots and stuff now. And so then it makes sense, like in Iran, just with all their nuclear energy. Probably. Because you see all these guys running around the street, because they can just hand out stuff. They're crumbs to these people. Because it's crumbs now. Because this is expensive because it's an embargo land. Just like your plastic doodads are supposed to be cheap. And actually, it's not. You don't really get stuff cheap at Walmart or whatever. But the computer stuff is cheap. But all the oil is really, but they have an embargo, so they can just, that when they need some, they just get it under the table, and it's for their secret stuff, and they got to keep it secret, undeclared, like that. So that's why we're seeing this, and that's why, like, they can have all these weirdos running around the street, all these middle class, fake middle class. They don't do science, technology, engineering, math. It's not STEM. They're just like fucking running around and shit, and just fucking bogus, like fucking political stuff. Because they work it all out. Like, yeah, Elon Musk, like he's like, he's just like a doofus with gay face, with wearing rubber gay face, with an upside down smile, a rubber gay face. He's all fake, like, what does he do? He does electric cars. It's all electric boat stuff, all the submarines, everything, right? All that, robots, all the electrical stuff. The fucking underground, like tunneling, yeah, and outer space. Because they might even be out there. They might have mined the asteroids already. They might have be out there already, or they're about to. It'll be all that stuff. And they probably, have way more gold mining. And so once they have cartel world, they can, CIA gold mine, you can just, they can hoard and hold it and do whatever they need to with it. And that's why you even have, like, Bitcoin and weird, like, super fiat currency of nothing, but then it's supposed to be the alternative and it's good. And they can just pump it, and they can have bailouts because they need to do that. Like, they need to make paper money to put in. It's like a Keynesian economy, where because the economy never crashed after the bailout, all the things, bailout and the Iraq War, everything. No, they need that stuff. They get an excuse and they carefully work it, and it's not like just one, conniving businessman. It's like carefully worked, and they got their real physical economy with their like military and undercover stuff going on. And to buffer this, whatever these people do. And they can turn it off and on. Have the virus out, announce it, yeah, everyone's going to stay home. And teachers are all like, teachers unions like, yeah, we want to stay home. It used to be like, that's the one thing. They'd be like, oh, we got to go to school. Yeah, I know it sucks. They get used to it. And they're like, no, we got to stay home. Be a teachers union and stay home. And it's over, game over. So just stuff like there's nothing there. Politically, they just like flip the switch and it's over. There's nothing. And that's how it is. That's how, how it can be that way. And it's so fucking obvious once you fucking say it. In the world we're in. Like, like China came up. Like they were doing, like, they got too strong. No, they get run. They get run. Everything does. And Russia's just getting run. And they got their thing and they're all happy. They got their economy. They just do this undercover stuff. And in the West, they got all their fucking thing. They're not sure which way to do, because like you got the people that are replaced now because machines. And then what do? And you got that creepy CIA stuff. They just like molest every kid. They game them and work it. Maybe it's not always. It probably is. They probably just work it. Have all the crime, all that stuff. Now they're fighting back against it. I think they're hitting back. Because they can watch it and they can just, like, shut them down. And see and it's like, who has the technology that's, like, also secure? Like, you always hear this phone stuff on Google. It goes to some tech company, and who can lock that up? But the military, their whole thing is they're supposed to be able to lock that up. And the Navy and stuff. And then you'd have guys like in India, places that could build their own computer chips. Yeah, so something works at a certain amount, and certain secure communications, and even computers. But then they would be in a certain way to do your computers, because like maybe stuff doesn't come in and out. Stuff gets fed in, and you can replace it. They can't phone home. But man, because my wife worked at this thing. That's Pfizer, right? Didn't they have the robot dog with the machine gun back? Because she worked there, and she downs. down the hall. Something, but she was working on the thing is when she was working on the pharmaceutical robot for testing. Finding new stuff. God, man. I remember the Revolutionary Worker. I used to go to Revolution books, and so the one lady, she worked at Harvard. She was the lab technician. So I'd see her there a couple times. I saw her a couple times. I always knew she worked there. I think there's different sides here. That was weird. They keep it like that, too. Man, when Harvey Weinstein was doing his stuff, I was you walk through Harvard Yard, you get out of the Harvard T station, go into Harvard Yard, walk all the way to the back, the architecture building, architecture school, and then behind it there's a symphony or something, maybe. But you go in there and it'd be my picture of me. Like everyone knows me too. This thing. Maybe they're checking out, how's this thing going? How's it working? Because that's the motherfuckers too. Like going to their house. They're near Copley Square. And that's the guys they're run by my uncles and all that shit. And so they had to get the pictures. And put it up there. That's when get their shit. I know now, and that's why it gets to me and stuff like that. And it's fake, man. I know it's fake now too. Oh shit, I feel bad. See, he told me to go, that guy. They're being kind of nice, really my friend, but I know there's something. There's something now. Man, they met me down out at the garden, Fenway Garden. Because I got a garden there because I was going to grow marigolds for the temple, which I did. Because this other guy had. Man, one of the guys, that's the thing. And, yeah. So then they're talking to me, and then, God, that's some weird shit. So I would go to their house off Copley Square. They had a really cool apartment. And, let me see the thing. He said to go, he got me to go to the psychiatry to, maybe I was going to get some help, counseling, and maybe some medicine so I could get the thing. And I couldn't even get anything through that guy. And then he wrote this fucking report. I went to the head guy. I went to the head of psychiatry. I think it's not just psychiatry. At Harvard. He's a professor that's the head of this old guy. Can't remember his name now. When I got it in the papers, the shit he wrote. He goes like something, and he wouldn't fucking do anything with me. Like wouldn't let me have counseling. You know, I'm supposed to, because I have Harvard medical insurance. So my wife works there. It's always shit. And they fuck with us. And maybe the guy didn't think they were going to do that. He was surprised, actually. But I got to get the report from him. He wrote a paragraph, something. His house is furnished with the stuff he gets from the trash. So they lay out all the best stuff. It's all of Boston. They lay out the best shit. Better than the thrift store. House is furnished for the trash, like something. And he goes to Hare Krishna temple. And his wife is a Cuban lab tech. He actually said that. It seems like it's on purpose. Like he's got to be racist, right? So it's that. It's like there. You know, and that guy was getting all kinds of medicine from him and stuff like that. Saying, feeding it to me and making pictures or something. And putting that up on the wall out at the thing, all the girls see out at the architecture school. Whatever. Come in the door, it's right there. Everyone knows me. Like I'm playing the damn guitar. Like it's blurred out. It is cool though. And Jeffrey Epstein was running around there. I mean, they're at that time. It's a fake out. Then I went to the other one. God, I can't remember these guys' fuckers' names. And he was up near Fenway. Went to see him, the young guy, and he was like a fucking piece of shit with me. He said, no, it's not it's not abuse. Like I told him about the shit in the 8th grade. He knew the fucking stuff, what they had done. He knew to lay off about the puberty blocker thing. That guy, that second guy. Now he's the one who was a big doctor at McLean Hospital later. So there you go. Let's not remember his name. And he's a piece of garbage. And even in his thing, his notes he made, I got, and he was being a piece of shit. Now, one of the things, when I call my guidance counselors, I call them psychopaths, because he said that, I said that, but I never said that. I said sociopaths when I was talking to him, because like the abusive stuff and the stuff with the dog, and it's true too. Like, and he wrote that I'm saying psychopaths, like I said that like I'm crazy. So that's why I even say it. I think I said it with you all. Which will end up happening too. People will start. I only call people pigs because I got lied about saying I do that. Then I started doing that. Or later I tried not to for a long time, but then it's finally. In some court papers it says I said called someone pigs. I didn't, never did. I never would talk about anyone like that. With that word. Kind of keep it cool and keep it. And then only later. Way the fuck later, after all the injustice and all the shit. It's funny. Well, because it's so true too. And it's so funny. But yeah, that guy, man, he fucking knew. That's why it was so weird. I can't get counseling. I can't even get counseling, no nothing. And there's like just jam me. And I brought my wife to that one too, so she could see him. Like what he's doing. And that was like, the office he had was like close to, across from Children's Hospital. Maybe like a block, another block down toward, Harvard Medical School. Like, so it's still across the street from all that though. You go another block down in one of those buildings or something. But, God, man, that guy fucking knew. Or like knew to lay off. And I had no fucking idea. I had no idea why they'd do that. Because it didn't seem right. Because you could just punt, right? Oh, that is bad. You don't have to be like cold, like, that's not abuse. Like, say that. You'd be like, it's bad. It's abuse. Like, fucking God, man. But you gotta do that hard thing and stuff and make it that way. Because he's jamming me so I can't ever go to them or talk to anyone. And maybe they're thinking, oh, I'm not going to figure it out, or it's not going to get... Well, coming to things, if it gets an extra, I'm almost talking about it, it kind of gets into a thing. But now I did figure it out. Oh, Jesus, this is on purpose. It's so funny. That means like they're putting me on that shit and then fucking running like weird fucking abusive crap on me. Damn, man. Yeah, Minneapolis, I might not have known. They want to keep me like... Still not good though. Damn, that fucked me up too, because that got me, like I was having issues, but that got me like, oh, I'm reaching out for help, and I was like, I'm slamming, and like all the way bad. I got fucked up from that. I got really fucked up from that. It'd be better if I had just known their shit and not done anything and whatever the fuck. But it's like, it's like your own parents telling you your shit or something like that. You're like reaching out. And then people always explain like you should do that and stuff, but it's not necessarily true. It depends. And you have to be, cautious and attentive, I guess. Man, that was some stuff though, and they're nervous about that. Because some other stuff happened. I have to be like, yeah, I know him. I was at McLean, I talked to him, he's like such a jerk. They want to hear me pump me for whatever. Later. Shit, man, when I went to Russia, man, they treated me like a king of all of England. Hillary State Department, that's Hillary. They loved me. They set me up, and man, that police station, they own that police station. And at Peter Paul Fortress. Oh man. And the Grand Hotel Yurovskaya with a doorman. He kept saying not to come in there. I wanted to go get go to my traveler's checks office, and it's right there. And he like wants to be like I'm at some other time. Get the address. I don't know if I got talked to. I'd be like, yeah, it'd be cool to wear a suit and do something. I just wasn't into it because I wore my mod. I was like a mod, like with my you know, that same in Quadrophenia, like what he wears, that green thing, that hoodie green like military thing. That's all I wore when I was in Russia. It was like Quadrophenia. Isn't that funny? All through the white nights. So I go on the Grand Hotel of Sky. The doorman was talking to me, I can't go. And I like had drank a whole bottle of champagne. It's like $1.25 or $1.20. Really good champagne from Georgia or wherever the hell it is. Where is it? Crimea or Georgia? I mean Crimea. Really good too. And I drank it like a big beer or something. And I had put my arm. I was like, why can't I go? And I was like seeing face, and I put my hand out. My left hand, I had stretched my hands apart. And right then, this woman came running down those like short stairs, like because we're in the 4A or the front, and she runs right into my hand. Now I know it's on purpose. And she got all upset. She was like Leona Helmsley, like all bitchy. And she's like the super boss, super CIA, American, French CIA boss of all things. He would have known she did it on purpose too. He would have fucking known. And now I know, because I always felt so embarrassed. She ran right into my hand. Well, and it's kind of my fault too, because I do it really quick, and it's out there. He must have just got lucky. He's like, she ran right into it. She must have done it on purpose. She's an expert. And all pissed, like extremely pissed, but she's too busy. She's got to go snap her necks and cash and check. She's out she's got to run now to Nevsky Prospect to go do some more summer 1993 business. And he shut up. He never fucking fucked with me ever again after that. He just like fucking, that was the most funny shit. He never fucked with me again.